Throughout history, some stories have slipped through the cracks, mysterious events surrounded by whispers, speculation, and sudden silence. From secret experiments and hidden technologies to strange disappearances and government denials, these tales raise more questions than answers. In this video, we'll explore 5 mysterious conspiracy theories that many believe were deliberately covered up. The Manchester Airport cover-up. A recent and perplexing UFO sighting at Manchester Airport has become the focus of widespread discussion, intrigue, and controversy. The incident, which was allegedly captured by a commercial airline pilot using the pseudonym Bigelow, has caused many to question not only the nature of the sighting itself, but also the strange circumstances that followed its publication. At the center of the story is a mysterious silver orb-shaped object that was seen hovering at low altitude near one of the airport's tarmacs before accelerating vertically and vanishing. What has truly fueled the conspiracy theory is the immediate and unexplained disappearance of the pilot from all major online platforms following the release of his footage. The sighting reportedly occurred while the pilot was sitting in the cockpit preparing for departure. It was during this routine moment that he noticed the peculiar object, a small metallic orb floating silently just inches above the ground. Unlike a drone, aircraft, or any conventional flying machine, the orb had no visible source of propulsion, made no sound, and reflected sunlight with an almost glass-like shimmer. The pilot described the scene as eerie and out of place, something that defied logic even for someone accustomed to high-level aviation. When nearby airport personnel began to move toward the orb, it responded not with aggression or evasion in a traditional sense, but by suddenly launching upward at incredible speed. Within moments, it had vanished from sight. This behavior, including the absence of any noise or vapor trail, has led to speculation that the object was not man-made. Bigelow, disturbed yet fascinated, recorded the event on his phone through the cockpit window. He shared his account on Twitter along with the footage, prompting an immediate response from thousands online who echoed his awe and confusion. However, within hours, his account was suspended without explanation. Attempting to keep the conversation going, the pilot turned to Reddit, only for his posts, and soon after, his account, to also disappear. The timing of these takedowns struck many as more than coincidence. Social media users began to speculate that the platforms were pressured to remove the content, possibly by government agencies or other influential entities. What was meant to be a transparent sharing of a strange experience quickly transformed into what many are now calling an orchestrated cover-up. Adding to the mystery is the complete silence from Manchester Airport and aviation authorities. No official statements have been issued. Questions about radar activity, pilot testimony, or whether other personnel witnessed the orb remain unanswered. The silence only deepens public suspicion. Some believe that the orb may have been part of a secret military or aerospace project. Given Manchester Airport's proximity to certain classified research facilities, this isn't entirely outside the realm of possibility, but skeptics argue against this theory, pointing out that advanced and highly confidential technology would never be so carelessly tested in plain sight at a busy commercial airport. The other, more provocative theory is that the orb was of extraterrestrial origin. Its perfect symmetry, metallic finish, and incredible speed mimic characteristics reported in numerous UFO encounters from around the world. Some believe that this incident may have been an attempt by such entities to observe human infrastructure, particularly high-traffic areas like airports, which are crucial hubs of human activity. If true, this encounter would raise questions about the intent behind such visitations and whether these events are part of a broader pattern of silent observation. Supporters of the cover-up theory argue that there is a long-standing tradition of governments minimizing or suppressing public access to credible UFO evidence. From the early days of aviation to the more recent disclosures of unidentified aerial phenomena, the narrative often involves missing records, muzzled witnesses, and an overall reluctance to confirm anything that strays too far from conventional understanding. The abrupt removal of Bigelow's content and his online disappearance have, for many, reinforced the notion that such efforts to control information are still very much in place. The implications of such a cover-up are vast. If the object was truly extraterrestrial in origin, this incident adds to a growing list of encounters that challenge what humanity knows about technology, propulsion, and our place in the universe. If the orb was human-made, it suggests that there are developments occurring beyond public knowledge, technological advancements kept hidden under strict classification. Either way, the suppression of information from witnesses like Bigelow does little to calm curiosity and much to inspire suspicion. While the public continues to demand answers, this case remains unresolved. The footage, if it exists in private backups or on offline drives, may one day resurface. Until then, the Manchester orb sighting serves as a powerful example of the tensions that exist between discovery and disclosure, and between personal experience and institutional silence. It is a story not just about what was seen in the sky, but about what happens when someone dares to tell the world. The Maui wildfires of 2023 were among the most devastating in the island's history, leaving behind widespread destruction and displacing thousands of residents. As homes and businesses were reduced to ash, the tragedy was compounded by an unsettling pattern that emerged in the aftermath. Homeowners and landowners began reporting unsolicited offers from investors eager to purchase their fire-ravaged properties. Many of these landowners, still in shock from the disaster, found themselves under immense pressure to sell, raising concerns about a potential land grab in one of Hawaii's most coveted locations. Almost immediately after the fires, residents began speaking out about the wave of investors contacting them. Some reported receiving multiple calls, emails, and even in-person visits with offers to buy their land. These offers often came from individuals and companies with deep pockets, promising quick cash transactions. The aggressive push for land acquisitions led to speculation that the fires were not merely a natural disaster, but a calculated event designed to clear prime real estate for redevelopment. While no official evidence supports this theory, the rapid interest from wealthy buyers and corporations has left many residents suspicious. The land grab concerns have been fueled by the trend of high-profile figures purchasing large tracts of land in Hawaii. Oprah Winfrey, for example, has steadily increased her holdings, purchasing a 163-acre estate in Maui and additional plots that now total over 650,000 square meters. Similarly, Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, made headlines in 2012 when he acquired nearly the entire island of Lanai. The presence of these wealthy investors has led some to question whether Hawaii's land is gradually being taken over by elite individuals and corporations, leaving local communities struggling to maintain ownership. Adding to the controversy are the strange anomalies reported in connection with the fires. One of the most widely discussed mysteries is the survival of blue-colored cars and objects amid the destruction. Numerous photographs from the disaster zone show entire neighborhoods burned to the ground while blue vehicles, awnings, and other objects remain untouched. This has led to speculation that certain frequencies of directed energy weapons might have been involved in igniting the fires while sparing specific materials. Additionally, some residents and researchers claim to have seen laser-like beams in the sky before and during the major fire outbreaks, further fueling theories about the true origins of the disaster. While skeptics dismiss these theories as mere coincidences or exaggerations, the eerie details surrounding the Maui wildfires continue to raise questions. The speed at which land offers flooded in, combined with the well-documented trend of elite land purchases in Hawaii, has left many feeling that something more is at play. The fear among locals is not just about losing their homes, but also about the long-term consequences of Hawaii's shifting land ownership. If large portions of the island continue to be bought up by outside investors, native Hawaiians and long-time residents may find themselves increasingly marginalized, unable to afford or maintain property in their own homeland. The fires have undeniably altered Maui's landscape, both physically and socioeconomically. Whether or not there is truth to the theories surrounding the disaster, what remains clear is that residents are facing an uphill battle to keep their land. As wealthy investors circle in the aftermath of the devastation, the question remains whether Maui will rebuild in a way that prioritizes its native communities, or if it will fall further into the hands of the ultra-wealthy. For many, the fight to remain on their ancestral land is only just beginning. The mysterious King Charles painting and the events surrounding it. On the 14th of May 2024, the art world and the public were abuzz as a highly anticipated painting of King Charles was revealed to the public. This painting, unlike any other royal portrait, sparked immediate intrigue and debate, not only for its striking use of color, but also for the curious events that seemed to surround its unveiling. The portrait, predominantly red, depicted King Charles in a hauntingly regal, yet almost ominous light. The artistic choice itself raised eyebrows, but what truly captured the public's imagination was an eerie event that had taken place just weeks prior: a bloody white horse, seen galloping through the streets of London. The sighting of this horse, drenched in red and running wildly, coincided too closely with the painting's unveiling for many to ignore. Was this an elaborate coincidence, a symbolic gesture, or something more mysterious? Royal portraits traditionally serve to reflect stability, majesty, and the continuity of the monarchy. They often present the sovereign in a dignified, almost serene light, designed to convey authority and respectability. However, the red portrait of King Charles immediately stood out for its stark departure from this tradition. The image was not merely one of royal splendor, but carried an unsettling edge. The heavy use of red evoked connotations of blood, power, and passion, and it dominated the canvas in such a way that it overshadowed the usual trappings of royalty. The portrait was painted by Jonathan Yeo, and he said that his signature style is to place greater emphasis on capturing the sitter's character and essence. Despite the artist's explanation, many could not help but feel that the portrait conveyed a more ominous tone. On April 24th, Londoners witnessed a strange and unsettling sight: a white horse, streaked with what appeared to be blood, running wildly through the city streets. Witnesses described the horse as appearing distressed, its white coat stained with red, as if it had either been injured or splattered with blood. For many, the timing of the bloody white horse's appearance was too strange to be a mere coincidence. In folklore and mythology, white horses often symbolize purity, freedom, and nobility, but when combined with the image of blood, the symbolism becomes far darker. To some, the horse was a harbinger of chaos or impending tragedy. When the red painting of King Charles was revealed weeks later, the connection seemed undeniable to those inclined to look for deeper meaning. The combination of the horse's sudden appearance and the unsettling blood-like hues of the painting led many to wonder if the two were linked by more than just coincidence. Theories surrounding the painting and the horse quickly spread across social media and forums. Some believed that the painting was meant to foreshadow political unrest, or even the downfall of the monarchy itself, with the blood symbolizing either conflict or sacrifice. The timing of the horse's appearance led some to draw parallels between King Charles and other historical rulers whose reigns were marked by turbulence. The idea of a bloody white horse racing through the streets of London, only to be followed by a royal portrait drenched in red, seemed to some like a deliberate message, whether from the artist, from nature, or from something more supernatural. The truth about Britney. Britney Spears' struggles with fame and personal autonomy have been well documented, but what is becoming increasingly evident is the level of manipulation and control exerted by those around her. While she undoubtedly faced challenges in managing her life and the immense pressure of being a global pop star, many believe that her highly publicized breakdown was not solely the result of personal struggles, but rather the outcome of calculated psychological manipulation. Those who were meant to support her, her management, assistants, and even some family members, allegedly pushed her to a breaking point, ultimately leading to the conservatorship that stripped her of personal and financial control for over a decade. Accounts from fans and sources close to Britney suggest that her team engaged in tactics designed to disorient and gaslight her, ensuring she remained vulnerable and dependent. One such claim involves her assistant and manager deliberately hiding her phone, then calling it while insisting it was not ringing. This continuous influence left her confused and frustrated, reportedly leading to emotional breakdowns. These instances of psychological torment eroded her confidence and stability, making it easier for those around her to justify taking control over her life. Further reports suggest that Britney was intentionally made to appear disoriented in public. Some recall reading about how her team would confuse her before outings, ensuring that she appeared lost or unwell in front of cameras. This portrayal was then amplified by the media, reinforcing the image of a pop star spiraling out of control. The relentless paparazzi attention, combined with these orchestrated moments, helped build the narrative that she was incapable of managing her own life. At the same time, she was allegedly pushed into situations where she was encouraged to drink alcohol, further impairing her ability to function normally and fueling the perception that she was reckless and out of control. One of the most infamous moments in Britney's public downfall was her decision to shave her head in 2007. While at the time, tabloids framed it as an impulsive act of self-destruction, many fans now believe it was a symbolic move of defiance. Her team reportedly used her appearance as a means of controlling her, preventing her from leaving her house by making sure her hair was messy and telling her she would be ridiculed if she was photographed looking untidy. Faced with this form of entrapment, Britney may have shaved her head as a way to reclaim power over her own image, refusing to let others use her appearance against her any longer. As the years went on, Britney's legal battle to end her conservatorship brought many of these troubling details to light. She testified in court, revealing the extreme control she was under, including forced medication, financial restrictions, and even limitations on her personal relationships. Despite her global fame and immense wealth, she was unable to make basic decisions for herself. Her mother's recent lawsuit seeking access to her medical and treatment records has only added to the suspicion that those closest to her were complicit in her suffering. Britney Spears' case serves as a cautionary tale about the dark side of fame and the exploitation that can occur when power is placed in the wrong hands. While she may have struggled with the pressures of stardom, the people around her exacerbated those struggles, ensuring she reached a breaking point that allowed them to take full control. Now, as she fights for her freedom and works to rebuild her life, the truth behind her years of suffering is finally coming to light. The strange case of Marina Abramovic. Marina Abramovic and Lady Gaga's meeting was an event that blended the world of performance art and pop culture in a way that left many intrigued and bewildered. The avant-garde artist, known for her endurance-based works that push physical and mental limits, invited the pop star to experience her unique training methods. Gaga, who has always embraced the unconventional, fully immersed herself in the experience, leading to a strange yet fascinating collaboration that sparked both admiration and curiosity. The connection between the two began when Gaga attended Abramovic's iconic performance piece, The Artist is Present, in 2010. Despite being in the same space, they did not meet at the time. Abramovic later admitted that she had never heard of Gaga before that event. Their paths officially crossed years later when Abramovic was launching a Kickstarter campaign for a new institute dedicated to preserving and promoting performance art. In need of high-profile support, she reached out to Gaga, who responded almost immediately, expressing interest in participating in her work. Gaga's dedication to Abramovic's artistic philosophy led her to spend 3 days at the artist's Hudson, New York studio, undergoing a grueling series of endurance training exercises. The activities included walking naked through a dense forest, allowing herself to be bitten by mosquitoes and scratched by the surrounding bushes. Abramovic's method is known for pushing artists to their limits, forcing them to confront discomfort, vulnerability, and exhaustion as a way to deepen their connection with themselves and their art. For Gaga, who has built a career on pushing boundaries, this experience was both a challenge and an opportunity for self-exploration. The meetup was documented in a video that was later released to the public, showing Gaga engaging in Abramovic's exercises with full commitment. The footage featured her standing in a lake, chanting with her eyes closed and walking blindfolded through the wilderness. This unconventional approach to art and self-discovery became a topic of intense discussion online. Some praised Gaga for her willingness to embrace such an intense artistic process, while others found the activities bizarre and unsettling. Abramovic's work has always courted controversy and intrigue. She has staged performances where she allowed strangers to use various objects on her, including knives and loaded guns, testing the limits of trust and endurance. One of her most infamous projects involved creating realistic human-shaped cakes that were consumed at high-profile events. These acts, while shocking, are seen by her followers as profound explorations of human behavior, vulnerability, and societal norms. The collaboration between Abramovic and Gaga highlighted the intersection between avant-garde art and mainstream celebrity culture. Gaga, known for her theatrical performances and daring aesthetic, has often blurred the lines between music, fashion, and performance art. Her work with Abramovic allowed her to explore a new level of artistic expression, one that was rooted in endurance, discipline, and raw emotional exposure. The public's reaction to their collaboration was mixed. Some hailed it as a bold fusion of two powerful artistic forces, while others questioned the legitimacy of Abramovic's methods and the purpose of such extreme exercises. Nonetheless, the meeting left a lasting impression, further solidifying both Abramovic's reputation as a pioneer in performance art and Gaga's status as an artist willing to challenge conventions. Their time together was more than just an eccentric experiment. It was a statement about the nature of art itself. It raised questions about the lengths artists should go to in order to push boundaries and redefine artistic expression. Whether seen as profound or perplexing, the collaboration between Marina Abramovic and Lady Gaga remains one of the more unusual intersections of modern art and celebrity culture. The case of Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy. Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy remain two of the most iconic figures of the 20th century. Their alleged relationship has captivated historians and pop culture enthusiasts for decades. While there is no definitive proof of a long-term affair, Monroe's sultry performance of Happy Birthday to JFK at Madison Square Garden on May 19, 1962, only fueled speculation. The event, which was both a fundraising gala and an early birthday celebration for the president, became a historic moment that continues to intrigue the public. Monroe's performance was unforgettable, delivered in a breathy and intimate tone that made the audience, including the president, take notice. The suggestive nature of her rendition, combined with her sheer presence at the event, left many wondering about the true nature of her relationship with Kennedy. The fact that she wore a form-fitting sheer gown adorned with over 2,500 rhinestones only added to the intrigue. Designed by Jean-Louis, the gown was so tight-fitting that Monroe reportedly had to be sewn into it before taking the stage. This performance remains one of the most discussed moments in American pop culture history, in part because of the secrecy surrounding their alleged connection. The only known photograph of Monroe and Kennedy together, taken at the event by White House photographer Cecil Stoughton, was kept hidden for decades before being released in 2010. The image shows Monroe standing between JFK and his brother, Robert F. Kennedy, marking a rare moment where they were documented in the same place at the same time. Despite their fame, there is little concrete evidence that Monroe and Kennedy were ever involved in a serious relationship. Their paths crossed at a handful of elite social events, but there are no publicly available records confirming an extended affair. Some reports suggest that they first met at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel Paris Ball in April 1957, though they were not formally introduced at that time. Monroe was one of the biggest movie stars of her era, while Kennedy was a rising political figure with an image to uphold. Given the president's well-documented extramarital affairs, the idea that Monroe was among his romantic conquests is not far-fetched, but proof remains elusive. The theories surrounding their alleged relationship took a darker turn after Monroe's sudden death on August 5, 1962. Officially ruled as taking one's own life due to a barbiturate overdose, her passing remains one of the most debated mysteries in Hollywood history. Some theorists believe that Monroe was silenced because she possessed sensitive information she had obtained from her alleged encounters with Kennedy. It has been suggested that JFK shared state secrets with Monroe, and when she threatened to expose their affair or speak publicly about their conversations, she became a liability. Others speculate that Robert F. Kennedy, who was also rumored to have been romantically involved with Monroe, may have played a role in covering up any damaging details. However, despite the numerous theories, no forensic evidence has ever confirmed foul play. Many close to Monroe, including her personal friends and colleagues, have admitted that while there may have been a brief affair between her and JFK, it was likely nothing more than a fleeting encounter. Monroe was known to be deeply lonely, despite her fame. Her passing, whether by her own hand or due to external forces, remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. The connection between Monroe and JFK, whether real or exaggerated, continues to fuel discussions, books, and documentaries, cementing their legacies as two of the most fascinating figures of their time. A disturbing discovery has been made by members of a Facebook group dedicated to exploring Google Earth, raising questions about what exactly is happening near Cesar Chavez Avenue in Los Angeles. Satellite images have revealed multiple help signs embedded into the ground, positioned in such a way that they are clearly visible from above. This has sparked an intense discussion online as people attempt to understand the meaning behind these distressing messages and why they appear in such an unusual location. Even more unsettling is the fact that the area where these messages were found is in close proximity to a massive shipping container yard, adding another layer of mystery to an already perplexing situation. The discovery was first shared in a Google Earth-focused Facebook group, where users frequently post interesting and unexplained anomalies they come across on satellite imagery. While Google Earth has revealed countless fascinating landmarks and natural formations over the years, the appearance of multiple cries for help in an urban area has left many deeply unsettled. The fact that these messages were not written in temporary materials such as chalk or paint, but appear to be intentionally embedded into the ground, suggests that whoever created them wanted them to be visible for a long time and possibly seen by aerial surveillance. The proximity to a shipping container yard has particularly fueled concerns, as illegal activities have long been associated with large-scale industrial areas where movement can go unnoticed. Some investigators have pointed out that ports, docks, and container yards have historically been used as transit points for illicit operations, making this an even more chilling discovery. In some of the satellite images, a tunnel-like structure appears to be located near the help signs, adding another layer of mystery to an already perplexing discovery. The presence of a possible tunnel raises significant concerns about what might be hidden beneath the surface and whether it is connected to the messages embedded in the ground. Tunnels have long been associated with clandestine operations, secret transport routes, and underground facilities, especially in major cities like Los Angeles. If people were trapped or held against their will in such a location, the help messages may have been a desperate attempt to communicate with the outside world. The fact that this tunnel appears in the same area as the distress messages suggests a potential connection. If people were held in underground spaces, they may have attempted to crawl out or leave behind clues in hopes that someone would notice. Investigators are now calling for a closer examination of this structure, as it could provide valuable insight into what has truly been happening in this area for years. Law enforcement and independent investigators have reportedly been alerted to the discovery, though there has been no official confirmation about whether authorities are treating this as a serious situation. Given the serious implications of distress signals, many are urging local officials to investigate the site and determine whether anyone may have been or is currently in danger. The internet has played a crucial role in uncovering hidden anomalies and bringing attention to potentially dangerous situations. Over the years, Google Earth has been used to solve cold cases, locate missing people, and even uncover hidden human activity in remote locations. This case is particularly unusual, as it is taking place in a major urban center, raising questions about how something so strange could go unnoticed until now. One of the more unnerving aspects of this discovery is that it remains unclear how long these messages have been there. Satellite images are updated periodically, meaning that the help signs may have existed for months or even years before being noticed. If someone had placed them there as a genuine distress signal, it begs the question of whether they ever received help or if their cries went unheard. Many online users have begun analyzing older satellite images in an attempt to determine when these messages first appeared. Others have tried to pinpoint any known missing persons cases or criminal activity reported in the area, hoping to establish a connection between the messages and any ongoing investigations. The proximity to a major container yard has only heightened suspicions, as such locations are often known for their lack of public visibility and minimal security oversight. Theories surrounding the messages range from dark and chilling possibilities to more benign explanations. Some believe that these signs could be related to people being held against their will, while others speculate that they may have been left by homeless individuals or activists attempting to draw attention to human rights issues. There is also the possibility that this is an elaborate art project designed to provoke discussion and intrigue, though many find it difficult to believe that someone would go to such lengths in such a specific location without a more profound reason. Regardless of the true origin of these help signs, the discovery has struck a nerve with people around the world. The idea that a possible distress signal could be hiding in plain sight, unnoticed for years, has sparked both curiosity and deep concern. The fact that this has become a viral topic online suggests that people are eager for answers, and many are calling on local authorities and journalists to investigate the area and report on their findings. As this mystery continues to unfold, there is hope that someone with inside knowledge of the location or its history may step forward and provide clarity. Until then, the eerie messages remain embedded in the ground, waiting for someone to decipher their true meaning. People who live near the area or have previously explored it have come forward, claiming that strange activity has been happening there for years. Videos, images, and personal testimonies have been shared, and several individuals say they have reported their findings to the FBI for further investigation. The increasing number of reports suggests that something deeply unusual is happening in the vicinity, raising concerns about the true nature of this hidden message site. As word spreads across social media, many users are voicing their unease about going near the location, fearing that there may be something dangerous lurking within the industrial landscape. Some speculate that the messages are a genuine distress signal placed by someone in captivity who was hoping that satellite images or passing aircraft would take notice. Others believe that criminal activity could be occurring in the area and that the presence of these messages is tied to illicit operations hidden from public view. The fact that the messages are so large, clearly written, and appear to have been there for a long time makes it difficult to dismiss them as a mere prank. What is especially chilling is that locals have claimed they have noticed eerie things in the area long before this discovery was made public. Some individuals who work nearby have reported seeing unmarked vans, unusual movements at night, and shadowy figures in the shipping container yards. Others claim to have heard strange noises, including distant cries for help, machinery running at odd hours, and unexplained echoes throughout the industrial complex. These unsettling reports have only intensified speculation that something disturbing could be happening behind the scenes. Those who have attempted to investigate the area independently have found limited access points, high security fencing, and restricted zones that discourage public entry. Some people who ventured close to the site even reported being followed by unidentified individuals or witnessing people watching them from a distance. This has fueled fears that whoever or whatever is responsible for the messages may still be present and actively trying to prevent discovery. The more people look into this case, the more troubling details emerge, painting a picture of a place that many believe is hiding dark secrets. As more people become aware of the situation, social media has become flooded with theories, concerns, and questions. Many are wondering why so many help messages were written instead of just one, suggesting that someone, or multiple people, may have been desperately trying to signal for assistance over a long period of time. If the messages were created over several months or even years, it could indicate that whoever was responsible had been trapped, unable to escape, and hoping that someone would eventually notice their pleas for help. One of the most prominent theories circulating online is that the location could have been used for detainment. The proximity to a massive shipping container yard is particularly alarming, as ports and container sites have historically been linked to smuggling operations. Others speculate that the messages might be connected to a hidden underground facility or tunnels beneath the city, which have long been rumored to exist. Los Angeles is known for its vast underground infrastructure, including old tunnels and abandoned rail lines, and some believe that certain groups may be operating in these hidden spaces. If there were people held underground, away from public sight, but with some access to the surface, they might have found a way to leave messages on the ground in hopes that satellite images would capture them. While some dismiss these ideas as conspiracy theories, the fact remains that enough people have been disturbed by this discovery to report it to the authorities. Multiple reports to the FBI and law enforcement have been made, and many online users are calling for an official investigation to determine what is truly happening in this area. If nothing sinister is taking place, then a proper investigation could clear up the mystery. But if there is something nefarious occurring, then it is crucial that authorities step in before more people potentially suffer. The presence of law enforcement in the area has been minimal so far, but as pressure continues to mount, many believe that it is only a matter of time before officials are forced to acknowledge the situation publicly. Until then, social media users are encouraging people to remain cautious and avoid entering the area without proper guidance or safety measures. Some have even warned that whoever is behind the messages may still be watching the location, making it risky for anyone to investigate alone. Despite the fear and uncertainty, There is also a sense of determination among those following the case. Many are committed to uncovering the truth, tracking down more satellite images, examining older records, and sharing personal experiences of unusual encounters near Cesar Chavez Avenue. As more information is gathered, it may become possible to connect the dots and reveal the full scope of what has been happening in this unsettling location.